Sometimes you try your best but you don't succeed. Sometimes you tried so hard and got so far, but in the end it doesn't even matter. Sometimes the only payoff for having any faith is when it's tested again and again and again. What I'm getting at here is that things don't always work or don't always give you the results you want the first time, which is what this Friday's video is about. Footage that didn't quite make the cut for a full video for whatever reason. Mostly I just wanted to show that not every drawing comes out perfect and not every drawing ends with a happy conclusion, and that's totally okay. So let's get into it, shall we? This was one of the early campaign book projects. I was going to do a video of me drawing all the symbols of each of the deities and talking about the pantheon for my upcoming campaign. The design was supposed to look like a weeping eye at the center of a lotus for the deity Rogdaros, and I wanted to draw it in such a way that it looked like a little gold or bronze trinket that maybe served as a spellcasting focus. Very early on in this drawing, I was pretty sure I hated it, but I really wanted to try and push through to see if I could make it work, which is why it gets pretty far in the render. In the end, I scrapped the drawing file. I hated the overall design too much, got the Lotus design all wrong, and I had to do something about it, especially since it's going to be a pretty significant symbol that will likely come up more than just a few times in my campaign. I definitely do want to redraw this project. I already have tons of changes in mind. I'd like to go back to a top-down Lotus instead of the side view Lotus, with the eye where the stamen of the plant should be. I'm also considering drawing the design shown at an angle instead of head-on, or maybe on a spinning coin, but I definitely think that talking Pantheon lore would be a great campaign book series video. For video 2, I have a drawing of an ASMR paladin named Barry Silhane. This character belongs to Corvitica, an artist and dear friend who you may have heard me talk about before. I highly recommend her work, she is amazing. Barry is her character that is part of the party for the Curse of Strahd campaign I'm currently DMing, and I was in the mood to draw a strong lady, and also drawing D&D characters is where all my love is. Somebody else who's writing a D&D or D&D-like book, please hire me, I am begging. At the time, I didn't have a good reason for why I abandoned the project and never returned. I know I was struggling with the perspective of the sketch a lot, but I genuinely don't think it bothered me enough that I wanted to stop working on the project. I likely stopped because I was too exhausted to keep messing with the sketch and went to bed with full intentions to return to it the next chance I could, but never ended up doing so. Upon further thought, I may have stopped recording because I had the intention to draw her holding up a severed head, and I wasn't sure if drawing a freshly unattached head would be great for my early YouTube career in terms of policy violations. I think because it's clearly a fictional artistic render, and also since my art style isn't realism, it would have been fine, but better safe than sorry? I don't think I will ever return to fix this particular sketch. However, I do plan on drawing the player characters for my Curse of Strahd campaign, whether it will be solo drawings or a group picture of all three of them. If I did do both solo and group drawings, I would probably only post a video of the group video or one video that includes all three solo drawings while talking about each character and what DMing Curse of Strahd over Discord has been like for a baby DM. Ah yes, this one will be a quick one. This is a drawing of the Scorching of Savaroth, a major event that exists in the religious text regarding Vassaldal in my campaign. It was supposed to be a very dramatic scene, visually very similar to the ending of Prince of Egypt, where the sea parts for Moses and the Israelites. Except instead of people being led to safety, it's land getting burned, cursed, and destroyed beyond the point of recovery. I gave up on this drawing super quickly. It was a combination of way too many things that I personally struggle with as an artist. Perspective for one, I think my heart and my lines were in the right place, but I didn't have the mental energy to keep it up. Also for the colors, I just really hated them. I wanted it to be both bright and fiery, but also dark and dismal, and I was having a hard time finding balance, so I gave up. I definitely want to redo this. It's a picture that I 100% absolutely need to have featured in my book. I think I will widen the path of scorching so that most of the image is dark, and whatever bright colors there will probably be bathed in like a red light. Definitely taking heavy inspiration from Kent Davis's Calamity. This drawing was briefly shown in a previous video, I think in my Xena redraw. You may not recognize it until like 30 seconds into the clip because I left all the other failed sketch attempts in this recording as well. But this is a drawing of Abiana Aria, one of the leaders of Basilia, the same city that Solanum Doloramund is from. The original plan for Aria's drawings was that it would be only waist up or shoulders up drawing. I really wanted her to look absolutely luxurious and incredible, like SwuM Sanche from Wheel of Time or Queen Amidala from the Star Wars prequels. And I wanted her to have big hair or like a headdress crown thing, high cheekbones, and lots of gold. Now, I got really far in the render for the drawing of Councilwoman Aria, and honestly, looking back on it, I don't hate it as much as I did at the time when I stopped working on it. But I still don't think this drawing fulfills my expectations of who Abiana Aria is as a person. This would be a good look for maybe a character sheet reference of Aria, but for a picture I want featured in the campaign book, I would really like to see more life, more movement, and a more intense instead of blank expression. None of which I think I will be able to achieve by continuing to push and pull this specific drawing. I'm definitely going to retry drawing her. I really want a picture of Abiana in my campaign book. For future renditions, I think I'm going to make the whole design darker so the gold looks brighter, and I'm not sure if I want to keep the half body bust situation. I think Councilwoman Aria would look amazing if I did a full body drawing that's profile view, maybe with her wearing a long dress with a bit of a train. I can see her looking great with lots of embroidery, layers, quilted fabric. I have great plans for her, but I might hold off on redrawing her until I feel I have more time and energy to work. I have a lot of projects and things that need to be made very quickly, and I just have things booked now until the middle of October. So unfortunately, you might not get to see Abiana again for quite a while. So this is my frog wizard. This was specifically requested, a design for one of the stickers available on my Redbubble page, link in the description. Yeah, not much to say about him. He's just a cute little guy who's gonna help you hold on to your potions on your journey. I actually drew him quite a while ago. I mentioned him at the end of my Art Fight Week 1 video, which is a video that is not quite but almost 2 months old. I didn't scrap this drawing, but rather the footage, because once I trimmed down the footage and sped it up, it was less than 3 minutes long, and my channel has videos that average to about 15 minutes per video, and I would need to draw like 4 or 5 stickers per video to hit the length that I like to put out. Which I might do someday if I ever want to release a collection of Mushroom Kid or more Adventure Pet stickers. But for this particular video, I think I'll call it, just because it's been a long time since I made this particular drawing. If I do future sticker collection videos, I would definitely plan out a few stickers ahead of time, then release the video with them all and add them to my Redbubble shop at the same time. Last but not least, the longest one, with a very sad backstory. This is Rick, a character from my childhood drawings. He was one of the first male characters that I created at the time, and genuinely I believe I made him literally just to be a husband for one of my characters, Rihanna, who is a werewolf. He's a Gorgon, although I wrote on the paper gargoyle, but I think I just confused the two words in my youth. Don't ask me what happens when a werewolf and Gorgon have children. I have a vague memory of me saying they would have werewolf children, but the fur would be green. And maybe they had venom in their fangs? Anyways, he was a very generic man originally, but with snake hair. So I took some creative liberties and made him a hot boy. Truly, the saddest aspect of Rick's drawing is that I genuinely wanted to post this speed draw as a Friday video. However, about 3 out of 4 hours in, I forgot to restart the recording. So you get Hot Boy Rick in all his glory, but in the scraps video because I don't have all the footage. The greatest tragedy known to video content creator kind. This isn't one I can really redo, at least not for a video. He'll just have to go to not enough footage land, like my technically first redraw character, Victoria. I was absolutely devastated when I found out that it wasn't recording. I just took a moment to lay in bed and sigh dramatically for a few minutes before resuming my work for the day. Hopefully this breaks my bad habit of not unpausing the recording. I'm either going to be constantly panicking and double checking to make sure I'm still recording my screen, or I'm going to immediately forget this valuable life lesson and learn absolutely nothing. I mean, let's be honest, the majority of this video would probably be me apologizing for not knowing how to draw masculine figures because I just like to draw pretty girls. And also, it deviates pretty heavily from the original drawing I made as a kid, besides being a man with snake hair. I didn't even include his watch or goatee, which are like the two defining features of this figure. Also, 2 questions. Why is the original drawing dressed like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, and why are the other 2 people on the same page posed in exactly the same way? Did I just draw blank outlines and fill them in later? What's going on? Anyways, I saved Rick for last, partly because it has the most video footage, so I have enough time to voice over about the drawing, talk about random stuff, but also it's sort of a unique case in terms of scrapped content. The drawing itself went really well, there was plenty of footage, but because of my own fault, I felt like there was just too much of the process lost for it to be really good for a full video. And sometimes life in art is like that. That's what this whole video is about. It's about not getting things perfectly right the first time, or forgetting your art, or forgetting to start the recording, or just plain giving up and starting from scratch on a day where you feel better. All very valid strategies in the art world. Don't let it get to you. Don't let it make you want to stop making art. I've been making art since I was pretty small. I've been making YouTube videos for a little over 2 months, and neither of these things make me an expert, but you know, someone might expect that by this time I should have all my stuff together, sorted, and figured out. Wrong! I'm just a bunch of small garbage critters stacked up in a trench coat pretending to have rights and purpose. I don't know what's going on, and I never learn from my mistakes. But that won't stop me because I'm stubborn and spiteful, or stupid, or all of the above. Anyways, that's all I have for today's Scraps videos. Let me know if you'd like to see more scrap videos, because I know for a fact that there will be many more drawings that go wrong, or drawings that I don't complete, or that I will just have loose footage for hanging around. We recently got a lot of new subscribers to the channel, so hello to you all. Thank you for joining me on the journey. It means so much to me. You're all amazing. And remember to take breaks and forgive yourself when you make mistakes, but also be the stubborn 3 screaming possums in a trench coat that you were meant to be. Or raccoons. Or squirrels. Or rabbits. Who knows? Not me. Hey, quick question, D&D Beyond. Why, and I'm not trying to start a fight or anything, but why is Plasmoid a canon race and not Gorgon or Medusa? Anyways, thanks. That's all. Love you. Bye.